My name is Honorable Eghe Ogbemudia. I'm the Executive Chairman of Egor local government area in Edo State. It's been a very interesting journey from my first tenure to this time. I became the chairman of Egor local government, the first female chairman of Egor local government in 2018, and that was where the journey started. And since then, I've been doing everything I can to make sure that my people really get that word we always preach about, which is the dividends of democracy. So it's been a long journey, and by God's grace, we are going to get to the end. Egor of my dream is a local government that people will talk about everywhere in Nigeria. Egor of my dream is a local government that when you are driving into Egor local government from other local government, then you know that you are entering Egor with the beauty, the cleanliness, the infrastructures, the road networking is Egor of my dream. Egor of my dream is a local government that people, even when I'm not here anymore as a local government chairman, people will talk about Egor. When you come into Egor, all you will see is the beauty of Egor, a peaceful environment, a lovely environment, a green environment. Mother Project was given to me by the PDP State Party Chairman, Dr. Tony Azegbemi. In 2021, when I was rounding up as a local government chairman, I felt it was important for me to tell the people or show the people of Egor what I did in my tenure. So I organized like a town hall meeting, and I presented my stewardship. On that very day, the party chairman was there, the deputy governor was there to represent the governor. Most of our leaders were there, traditional rulers, you know, they were all there. At the time I presented my stewardship and I showed to the world, to the people of Egor, Edo State, what I've done as a local government chairman. When it was time for the party chairman, you know, to make a speech, that was when he said, "You did all this in less than 3 years. You have almost 27 projects in less than 3 years." You know, when the time, you know, the deputy governor spoke first. So when he spoke and he said, "Remember that Eghe Ogbemudia did this project in 1 year, 7 months. Just imagine if there was other time for her to do more, she could have done better." Because during that time, we now had the pandemic. For over 1 year, nothing was happening in the country, nothing was happening in the state or the local government. We could not continue with any other project than to deal with the pandemic at that particular time. When it was time for the chairman, our state party chairman, Tony Azegbemi, to make a statement, he watched the documentary and he saw everything that I did in less than 2 years, and he said, "You are Madam Project." That is how I became Madam Project. When we were sworn in, we were given a marching order by the deputy governor regarding the area of revenue, and that every local government must have a revenue house, you know, just the way they have it in the state. We were given a 3-month marching order. I did mine in 45 days. We built up a revenue house, we commissioned the revenue house, we did everything in there, we put some equipment in there like an ICT department inside the revenue house, and it was commissioned in 45 days. Then after that, there was a day I was going around the council I saw some council staff, backing their baby inside the office. And I asked the lady, what are you doing? Are you a staff? And she said, yes, she's a staff of the council. I said, how come you have your baby here inside the office? She now said she cannot drop the baby in the creche because it would take too long for her to come to work, and the baby was still breastfeeding. I felt so bad. I went around the social department. I discovered two big offices. I called the engineer. I said, we are going to convert these two big offices to a creche. I want all the mothers in the council to have a place, a beautiful, a conducive environment where they can keep their babies, still do their job, and at the same time come to the creche and breastfeed, because the creche is located inside the council premises. But one thing I did, I never wanted any other babies from outside to come into the creche. I just built that creche or renovated that place, make it only for council staffs. So that is how the creche, came in. During the campaign, we were somewhere in Ward 4. Something came up in the area of health when the Eghe of Egor said there's a land already proposed for a hospital. I said, okay, that's a good one. So I went back after my election and I saw the land. It was already on a DPC level, but most of them were already bad because it's been very long. We took them out, started all over again. So Egor Cottage Hospital is to service about 12 communities in Egor local government. In that area, you have Igwikbe, Ohokugbo, Unhuo, Ukbia, then you have Igwe Daiji. From that area, instead of you driving down to Stella Obasanjo or coming to UBTH, you can just come between the communities, and come into Egor local government where you have the cottage hospital in Ward 4. That was what brought about the cottage hospital. Then, to help the people, instead of going far away, they can quickly get all the necessary medical care in Egor Cottage Hospital. In Egor Cottage Hospital is a small hospital. That's the reason why it's called a cottage hospital. It has a doctor's quarters. It has a pediatric department. It has a delivery department. It has an X-ray room, and it has a little pharmacy inside. The reason why we have the doctor's quarters is to make sure that we have doctors all night, all day in the hospital. Anything that would be too difficult for them to do there, they cannot take it to do specialist or UBTH, or they take it to Stella Obasanjo. That hospital is going to serve about 12 communities. Yes, I have two projects that is very dear to me. One of them is the Lollipop. Lollipop came to stay by God's grace. I was motivated by Lollipop because every time the children are crossing the road going to school, there was a time a parent lost 3 children in Uguyoho when the children were going to school from a drunk driver. So I sat down in my office one day and I said to myself, what can I do to help these children cross the road? Click, the Lollipop. I thought about it. Then one day something happened. I was a little bit distressed. My daughter came to me, Tiffany, said, Mommy, why are you so worried? I said, an accident happened again. A parent lost about 3 children. She said to me, Mommy, why don't you introduce Lollipop? I said, yes. So, Mommy, do you remember Lollipop when we are going to school? The Lollipop, you always drop us with the Lollipop to cross us to school, then you go to your work in London? I said, yes. He said, why don't you do that? I said, you are right. So, during that time, I was on holiday. I bought the uniforms of the Lollipop. I bought all the necessary things that I need. I just bought them one. So when I got to Nigeria, I looked for somebody in Benin, a tailor, to help me produce those uniforms. You understand? So all those uniforms were all produced here in Benin. The caps and everything, then the stick is different from the type they use in the Western world, but it's the same stop and go of lollipop. So I created all those things. I did all that. Then I now said to my people in the council, I'm introducing lollipop. Everybody was wondering, what is lollipop? They didn't understand. So until the day we flag it off, everybody was like, wow, so this is lollipop. So that is how lollipop started. We have lollipop in about 7 or 8 locations. We have 2 in Olua Primary School. We have 1 in Egwe, we have 1 in Uselu Market. We have 1 in Adolo. We have 1 in Wasota. Then we have 1 in Ugbuyoko. We have 1 in Teacher's House. We have 1 in Auntie Maria. Then we have 1 in Siloko Road, down Egor Market. So all these lollipop are located in an area where you have a lot of traffic, where the children have to cross the road. So that was what brought lollipop. That is part of my pet project. Like I said, part of education is protecting the children, going to school, is lollipop. Then we're able to erect a primary school in Ward 6 in Egor local government. That was the only ward in Egor that did not have a primary school. So every other children in that community have to travel to other area to go to school. So we built a primary school there. We were able to attract the primary school through SDG, but SDG said to us, we'll have to fence the school to make it safe, which Egor local government did. When the school was going to be opened, we gave them school uniform that was initiated by Egor local government fundraising, through a brother who is a very good politician. We sat down one day, we were talking about school uniform. School uniform came because some children don't go to school because they don't have school uniform. We did almost 27 projects. If I can start naming a lot of them, you have the Egor Cottage Hospital, you have the ICT, which is the Revenue House, then you have the creche, you have Uselu Market, you have Uwelu Market, you have Ewotubu Market. We did a lot of grading of roads. Over 87 roads were graded during my first tenure in the office. Then you have the skill acquisition that we renovated and converted it to a center where we're producing all those school uniforms. We have the renovations that we did inside the council. There was another edifice that was built behind the council by a House of Rep member that the council have to do some of the last things that we needed to be done after the finishing touches. So we have so many things that was done, that we did in the council, and I'm so proud of myself. Even, when they say, even when people are not talking about it, but I'm proud of myself. Now in my second tenure, we started the areas of cleaning. Operation Keep Egor Clean. We inaugurated the road makers. Road makers was first done here or was part of my father's project, Eghe Ogbemudia. It was in the department of what they call the PWD, that is now Ministry of Works. So Roadmaker was part of it. So I took Roadmaker from it. I inaugurated it now in Egor local government, which is now the area where we are operating on cleaning. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So I just give God the glory, and we are going to do more. In my 100 days in office, if you go around, you can see what I've done. When I came into the office, the whole council was leaking. We could not do anything. You can see staff putting bowls on top of their tables when it's raining. I said, no, you cannot work in this kind of environment. You must work in a conducive environment. That was how we started the renovation. I checked the budget. It was already in the budget before I came in. So I said, okay, let's pick it up from the budget and start working. So that's how we started, with the renovation in the council. So I'm so happy that in 100 days in office, have been able to do this much, and we are going to do more by God's grace. Yes, staff welfare. Part of the renovation is staff welfare. Making the council conducive for them to work. Maybe you're going to go around the council, you can see what has been done. Then the area of salary, we pay salary as when due. We now pay our salary on the 25th of every month. Now, in this December, we are paying 13 months. And our first 12th month will be paid on the 15th of December, while the 13th month will be paid on the 28th of December. So staff welfare is very important to us, because like I said to people, if you want your staff to give you a good service, you need to make them happy. You need to make them happy. If you are happy and your staffs are not happy, nobody will do the job. So I cannot do it alone. It's a teamwork.